Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, and here we go. God of War 3, Chaos difficulty, Hercules boss fight. On my video walkthrough, of course. And the first thing that's going to happen here is you're going to have a ton of dudes around you, and you're going to have Hercules going nuts with the Nemean Sisters weapon. And his attacks do have a radius damage, but it's not massive. And what you've got to do is you've got to beat him up. And then when you beat him up, he runs at you, and then there's a little quick time event which enables you to counter the run, and then you have to push him onto one of these spiked areas. And then once you do that, you kick him in the face, and you repeat it again. And the best thing about this bit is because there's so many dudes trying to attack you, you can just grab them and press square like I did and run them around the arena and be completely immortal and hit Hercules with them. I don't think they drop that much life, if they do drop life at all, so don't rely on them for anything like that. And every time you go to one of the transition areas, when you do the quick time against Hercules, you're going to get a couple of green orbs to keep you going. And once you've beat him up in this section, it will go to a cutscene and that will trigger a checkpoint. So just treat this fight as if it was 3 stages, and you should be fine, because this is nowhere near as difficult as the Hades fight, so you're not going to have that kind of problem. It's just a case of being careful with him, because he does a lot of damage. But as you can see, as soon as anybody gets too close to me, I grab them, I throw them around, and then when it's just me and Hercules and there's no one too close, I get to do the square square triangle move to him. And if you do enough damage, it'll prompt this, and you just tap the circle or run him into one of the walls. And when you do this for the 3rd time, he goes a bit slap happy. So there we go. It's triggered us back to the centre of the room. Now it's just me and Hercules, so it's time to fight. And once again, roll away every time he does the ground attack, and then just keep hitting him with your chains. Be careful not to get too far into your combos, because as you can see, once you're hitting 1 to 2, maybe 2 to 3 times, he does recover and do that move. But if you roll away like I'm doing, there's nothing he can do. And then every so often he will get pissed off and he'll do that full combo. But did you see how he reared back? As long as you notice him rear back and you get away from it, you should be fine. In all honesty, you can probably block these moves, but if they've got any kind of area effect like the ground tremor, they're probably going to go through your block, so be careful. I don't take that risk. I just attack him, I evade, I attack him, I evade. And the closer you get to killing him, the more he's going to block, because he becomes a little bit more of a coward and a little less full of bravado. And it just becomes a test of patience now, because you're doing damage to him, he's not hurting you, just try not to get sloppy or reckless and you should be fine. And then as soon as the cutscene triggers, it's the next stage of the fight. So just keep slapping him, dropping the hammer on him, and be careful of that move because it's probably going to do a shit ton of damage. And just keep slapping Hercules. That's what it's all about. Slap him good. And when we beat him, we're going to get the weapons that he's using against us. We're actually going to use those weapons to kill him, so a nice bit of poetic justice there. But I like boss fights like this because it's one-on-one, there's no bullshit now after the enemies have all died, and it's just me and him, and he can win, I can win, it can go either way. We both have to do what we've got to do, and they're the best kind of boss fights. There's no gimmicks, there's no bullshit. And there we go. This is pretty much a cutscene, because he flashes you, and then you go up to him and you press circle, and you get to beat him up. So there you go, you stab him in the arm, you take the gauntlet off him, you punch him with the gauntlet. Make sure you get those quick times right, because it can be bullshit if you don't. And now we've got the Nemean Sisters, so it's time to beat this dude up with his own weapon. Be careful though, because he is Hercules, he's built like a brick shithouse, and he will do some damage if you let him. And as you can see, I'm punching, I'm dashing away when he punches, I'm punching, dashing away, and unfortunately he threw me then. And what he's going to do is he throws that rock at you and then he charges at you. So just be aware of him, watch what he's doing. None of these moves are really that hard to dodge, because he really tells you when he's going to come. He signposts his attacks, and he's actually letting me beat him up now, because when you smack him a bit, he does a run for you, and it's a grab attack, and it's when he threw me originally. And if you can dodge the grab every time he tries and does it, you can just beat him up, and you can literally get him in a routine of dashing for you, beat him up, dodge, dash for you, beat him up, dodge, and it turns this boss fight into a very, very simple encounter. Especially if you've been fighting satyrs and shit like that on your previous playthroughs, when they can kick your ass on any difficulty, them dickheads. But you'll notice I'm using my bow on him to just keep doing little bits of damage when he's far away, and that's me getting sloppy and impatient then, because he did the dash, I didn't evade, and he grabbed me. But as you can see, it doesn't do a lot of damage. If he hits you with the rock afterwards, that does do a lot of damage. And I countered him then when he grabbed me, which were nice. I've got a full rage of the Spartans, so if you're having any troubles with this fight, you might as well use it, because it is a boss fight, so it's what that shit was designed to help you with if you're struggling. I'm just teasing him with my bow, and he keeps grabbing me, douchebag, and I keep punching him in the face. And that grab right then, you don't take any damage from it, I don't think, so you can just use it to hurt him in essence. And here we go, cutscene time. And he starts lifting this, and this is it's a bit weird really. I wouldn't necessarily call it something cool, because you tap circle to get back up, then you do the... I hate that. That is just gay. That reminds me of Pokemon Stadium for N64 when you were doing that goddamn Sandshrew minigame where you had to dig a hole. That's what that reminds me of. But anyhow, once you've done the quick time event, it'll land on him and you get to punch him in the face. So just take pleasure in pounding Hercules' teeth through the back of his skull. And that is the end of the boss. That doesn't mean Kratos is going to stop attacking, because this dude is a psycho, so he's going to turn that dude's face into an asshole. And there you go, you've got a new weapon, you've just killed Hercules. Kratos is on a roll. And right now, obviously, if you want the items that you get for killing the bosses, I think if you swim up to his corpse and you examine it, you can get it, or it might be a little bit deeper in the water. But once again, this is not a collectible guide, unfortunately, because I'd have to use a guide while I was playing to make sure I found them all, and that to me, don't get me wrong, if I was being paid to do this, or if I was being hired by a website to make a video guide for them, I would go full out and spend all my time doing that stuff. But unfortunately, this is a hobby that I hope, should I say, is going to get somewhere. So it's just going to be straight up walkthroughs of the games. I mean, besides, you can go to GameFAQs, you can go to 360achievements.com, stuff like that. They've got tons of video walkthroughs, because there's dudes that knock those out before the games have even been released. And you'll have to excuse me, I just mentioned an Xbox 360 site for a PS3 guide. But the reason for that is because I'm not the biggest trophy fan, really, in all honesty. I just don't get the same fix I get from achievements, and it's not because I'm a fanboy or anything of that caliber. It's just because the noise is not the same, the image is not the same. It just doesn't tickle that part of my brain that achievements did when I first put Gears of War in and thought, how the hell has this not been done before? But yeah, PS3 Trophies, I think .org or .com is the sister site from the one I've just mentioned. GameFAQs does all consoles, obviously, so that's not a problem. And right now, as before, the pattern is emerging that every time we get a new weapon, we have a little tutorial with infinite magic that allows us to see what its magical ability is. And that's what this fight effectively is. But as you can see, I'm stubborn and I'm stupid, so I'm just going to beat these dudes up like I was off my face on methamphetamine and going after other crackheads for more meth. And even the screen's telling me to use the magic, and I'm still not doing it. But once you've done that, that is the crystals we've been seeing throughout the game, and now we have a weapon that will actually destroy them. So if you were wondering what they were for, now you know. They're a pretty crap mechanic that enables us to progress. And as you can see, they don't smash instantly, regardless of what level this weapon is. If you level this up to max, they're still going to go through the alphabet of colours, where they go, darker red, and then shatter. And they do that every time. And there's a boss coming up that utilises that and makes your life hell because of it. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know exactly which boss it is, because I've already called it fluent bullshit. But for this moment, use your magic. Look at that. This weapon is perfect for destroying those soldiers with the shields. And there's a fight coming up at the end, towards the end of this game, where you're going to be taking on a lot of them and a lot of other enemies, and it's a really tough endurance fight. And that magic's going to save your ass during that encounter, because it sure did mine. But it's just your standard legionnaires, so kill them as you've been killing them throughout the game. Use this opportunity to check out your equipment, because I've close to 5,000 orbs, which means I'm going to be able to upgrade some stuff. And once again, my videos will show what I upgrade. That doesn't necessarily mean it's what you should upgrade. This is just a suggestion, this is just the way I play. This is not gospel. I'm not disillusioned enough to believe there is only one way to play this game, and that is my way. So just do what you're comfortable with, and just use my videos to help you if you're struggling. And then once you've done that, it's going to open up this tunnel so that we can swim back in the water and carry on through the level. And there's not as much swimming on this game as they were on the other God of Wars. Especially the first one. The first one had a ton of swimming. It also had environmental hazards while you were swimming. And the only reason I didn't think they were complete and utter bullshit is because Kratos got a bit of pussy when he went under the water, because you could kiss the Nereids. I think you could even kiss like the daughters of Poseidon as well, or something ridiculous. Suffice to say, that dude was kissing everything, and I don't blame him. Because, I mean, if you are in Greek mythology, you're going to get some Greek mythology poon. It's just how it works. But once you've opened those two chests, obviously, when you come out of there, the camera's looking straight forward. Jump backwards and you will see them. They are a bit of a secret. Once you get used to this game and its habits of hiding chests, though, you'll get used to that kind of stuff. And just be careful here, because as you can see, there's a ton of the dudes with the shields, and there's also a ton of the dogs. And I've come back into this water to lure the dogs to me, because the shield guys, for some reason, couldn't cross that line. And then I'm just going to kick these, and as you can see, the shield dudes are just completely docile. They don't know what they're doing, and I can focus on these dudes. As soon as you walk into the room, though, they're going to attack you. And the same strategy will apply if you back up. And I just thought, fuck it, use my magic, clear out a good area of them, and that dog jumps on me for my troubles. And when you're swarmed, always use your magic, because there's just no point in trying to fight your way out, because even when you try and jump, the enemies are so aggressive that they can sometimes stop you from being able to, and you'll just die. So use your magic, get out of a sticky situation, and don't forget to use your block, because a lot of the normal attacks can be blocked. I don't think there's an unblockable attack that these enemies do, aside from the dogs, which is when they grab you. I think that will go through your block, and it also leaves you vulnerable for the other guys to attack. So be aware of that, be vigilant, and tear these dudes in half. And right now, I don't see the glinting handle on that mechanism to the left of that door I was just at. Do you see it just there? And what you have to do is you have to pull that and it opens the gate. But right now, because I've seen that fella, I know he's going to be an enemy, I just don't know when. So go straight to this and open it. And then you can carry on to the next safe point. And it's a couple of fights in this area, a couple of light puzzling. And you get to abuse one of Poseidon's daughters, which is always good if you're into that kind of thing. A bit of the sadomasochism. She does have massive whappers though, so I don't know why you didn't get a bit busy with fizzy, as I would say. And then you come over here and there's a chest of life. So if you need it, use it. But you can even hear the woman saying don't come any closer, because she totally knows she's going to get... My first thought would be gang raped, even though Kratos is one man, he's practically an army. But this is the end of the video, guys, so thanks for watching. You keep in mind my channel is going to continue to grow, continue to have great quality content on it, so stick with it, and thanks for watching.